Okay, so 7.5 is the last lesson of this unit, and it is all about proportions in triangles. So the first one we're going to talk about is the side splitter theorem. It's kind of a fun name, isn't it? So if you have two parallel lines, like if two triangles, if their bases make two parallel lines right here, then you have the following, and this is only when that happens. So you would have XR would be proportionate to RQ, and then YS would be proportionate to SQ. So this is something I would probably screenshot just so you have it on your camera roll so you can reference, or if you, whenever you're doing your homework, you just want to come back and flip to this so you can remember exactly how it goes, feel free. All right, so on this one, we're going to have, okay, so we're going to do short side, let's say, yeah. I'm trying to think of how I should do this. The short side over the medium side. So short, actually let's move that up here. So short side over the medium side, and this is what I mean by the short side. So the first short side would be x plus 1. The medium side on the left, this is the left, this will be the right, would be 12. The short side on the right would be x, and the medium side on the right would be 9. Okay, so now this is a little bit different with the other proportions you've solved. That's okay. You're going to do the exact same thing. It's going to just take one more extra step. So x times 12, that's the easy one. That's going to be 12x. This one, since there are two terms, you're going to have to use the distributive property. So this is like 9 times x plus 1. No big deal. It's only because there's two terms up there, but you're just going to distribute and then solve it like you normally would. So distribute the 9. So that would give you 9x plus 1 is going to equal 12x. Then we'll subtract 9x from both sides. And that would give you 3x equals 1. Oh, I did something wrong. You probably caught it. I didn't distribute to the 1. It's a really common mistake sometimes you guys make, and obviously I did too. So there's a little bit of an error there. So that should be 9 right there. 9 times 1 is 9. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and still subtract the 9x. That doesn't change. Then I'm going to bring this 9 down right here. All right, let's go ahead and divide by 3. So x equals 3. And that is your answer. Okay, here's our next one. Same kind of thing. Let's say we'll do left and right. And then short over medium's length. So the left side we would have a, and on the medium it would be a plus 4. On the right, short side is 12. The right medium size is 18. Okay, so let's go ahead and do all this fun stuff. So a times 18 is 18a. Remember, since there's two terms here, we are going to have to do the distributive property. So this is going to be like 12 times a plus 4. Let's go ahead and distribute. That would give you 12a plus 12 times 4 is 48 equals 18a. All right, now let's go ahead and subtract 12a from both sides. So 48 equals, what would that be? 6a? Then divide both sides by 6, so 8 would equal a. Yay, we got our answer. Okay, here's the corollary to the side splitter theorem. This is just saying if you have three parallel lines. So A, B, and C are parallel. It does kind of the same thing. It's not a triangle, but if all three lines are parallel, it does this. So AB over BC, so that's the left side, is proportionate to WX over XY. So same thing, left and right. So left and right, but then you have the short side and the medium side. Okay, so, here's one of those problems right here. So the three campsites are shown in the diagram. What is the length of side A along the river? So we're trying to find this right here, X. Okay, so we know that they are proportionate. So let's say so we're gonna have to do the I don't know how am I gonna word that. Let's say side A, that makes better. I can't say short. I was gonna try to say short and medium, but they're kind of confusing. They look pretty similar. So we're just gonna say side A over side B. Okay, that's how we're gonna set this up. And then let's say the grass side over the river side. Okay, so what is the grass side on A? Well, the grass side on A is 9. What's the grass side on B? 7.2. Uh-oh, we have a decimal. It's okay, we'll use a calculator. All right, the river side on side A is X. That's what we're trying to figure out. And the river side on B is 8. Okay, so let's go ahead and work it out diagonally. So that would give you 7.2x equals 72. Divide both sides by 7.2. Stick that in your calculator and you get x equals 10. Okay, so that is 10 yards. Good to know. All right, last theorem of the unit. Yay. Okay, so this is called the triangle angle bisector theorem. It's a mouthful. So whenever you have a line that bisects a triangle on the inside, so it bisects the angles, I should say. So it makes two congruent angles right here and right here. So that would make this the bisector. When that's the case, it makes the following proportions. This is another one I might screenshot for my camera roll or just reference back to this. So it says CD over, so the bottom side of the medium triangle is proportionate to the bottom side of the small triangle. And then the top side, I don't know how to describe that. The top side of the medium triangle over the top side of the little triangle. Okay, so that it makes that proportion. So remember that. All right, so what is the value of x in the diagram at the right? So I bet we're going to use that theorem we just talked about, but let's double check. Is this an angle bisector? Yes, it is. Okay, so we know that because there's those two angles right there. So we can set this up now as, let's say we have the small and the medium triangle. So let's do small over medium. Okay, so the small side, let's do the top side on the small triangle is 10. This is the top. And then the top side on the medium triangle would be 18. Okay, and then we'll say the outside, just put out, you can get the idea. The outside on the small triangle is 12, and the outside on the medium triangle is x. Okay, that was the hard part, setting up the proportion. The easy part is actually solving it. So you're going to do your multiplying diagonally. That would give you 10x. Let me get my calculator. So 10x equals 216 is what you get whenever you do 12 times 18. Go ahead and divide both sides by 10. And so x is going to equal 21.6. And that's your answer. Not too bad, right? Okay, we got another one. Let's do, again, just do small over medium. And then we'll do bottom over. So the bottom side of the small would be 9.6. The bottom side of the medium would be 16. Over, let's say the outside, I need to think of a better word for that. I'm gonna use outside, okay. The outside of the small triangle would be y. The outside of the medium triangle would be 24. All right, we've got a stinking decimal, but that's okay. You got calculators. It'll be all right. So 9.6 times 24. Stick it in your calculator. You get 230.4, and that's going to equal 16y. All right, divide both sides by 16. Make a calculator. Do all the work. Y equals 14.4. Again, the hardest part is setting them up. After that, you are good to go. Okay, now let's wrap it up. We're going to kind of recap a little bit. So we're going to use the first theorem, that side splitter theorem. So first, whenever we're using the side splitter, we need to know what this length is right here, okay? Because that's part of this theorem. So don't plug in 45 because that's not what they're asking you. Remember, the side splitter is this over this and this over this. Okay, so what is this length right here? Well, it would be 45, this amount, minus this amount. So that would be 15. Okay, so let's do this. So we'll call the top side. So let's do top over bottom. Actually, change my mind. There's a few different ways to set this up. Let's do short side over medium side. Okay, so the short side on the, say the top, is going to be x. The short side on the medium is 15. All right, the short side on the bottom would be 15. The short side on the medium is 30. All right, let's go ahead. Oops, I have a mess up. You probably already saw it. That's not a 15. Oh wait, no, that is 15. This is the problem. The short side on, hold on. Oh yes, so the medium size, that's where my mistake is. I knew there needed to be a 10 in there. The medium side on the top is 10. Even me, I really have to slow down because I will mess up on these if I don't take my time, because they do get confusing. So that would give you 30x equals 15 times 10 would give you 150. So divide both sides by 30. So x equals 5. And that's your answer. All right, I like this one better. I think it's less confusing because it kind of sticks to the sides. So you got your small and your medium triangle, and we're trying to solve for x. So let's do small over medium. Let's see, this won't let me zoom out very well. Okay, so we've got the small side. Let's do the top. Would be 12. The top on the medium would be 16. And then we'll say the outside again, for lack of better words. Outside on the small is x. Outside on the medium is 20. Okay, now that part's done. Let's go ahead and solve it. 16 times x is, of course, 16x. 12 times 20 is 240. Divide both sides by 16. Does it work out evenly? It actually does. X equals 15. And there's your answer. All right, thank you for watching. Have a great day.